What is going on, everybody? My name is Jay. You know the drill. I say the same thing every time I open a video. I'm here with Mike. This is Unplayable. And I'm here with David. This is Untrashable. We're going to look at some Lorcana cards. We have the entire set at this point, but we're still going to keep on trucking through because we're way behind.
So, yeah, if you're still with us, thank you. if you're already bored about hearing about these cards, then I also understand.
At this point, it's basically set review divided into different videos.
Basically.
We're
20 cards in 30 minutes or less.
Yeah, we're doing the hard work for you guys. So
we'll be done with our set reviews by the time set 3 comes out, probably.
If you're lucky.
Yeah.
All right, so first up, Isma without Beauty Sleep, 3 cost, Sinkable, purple, quest for 1, and the stats are 3/4.
Stupid
Cool.
Wardrobe copy.
Yeah, Isma
Moving
wardrobe.
On. Next one.
Yeah. Why do they do this?
She needs a wardrobe.
She does.
Next.
Hang on. This is the second card in purple that is an exact copy of a card in purple that existed in the first set. Why do we have to do this? I don't like it. I don't get it. Draft is not really a format, so that's not an excuse.
Maybe they're doing rotation is one set drops off at a time.
They're doing rotation by movie.
That'd be funny.
Oh, she's got
they're
the
gonna get
villain
rid of all the
tag.
Beauty and the Beast cards. Yeah,
she does have the villain.
It's for the big Hades deck. That's why.
So she is strictly
just
better than
for
wardrobe.
It's just for the Hades deck.
She's actually worse than a wardrobe because you can defeat this with Sword of Truth. So
How is she a sorcerer? I just realized that she's not a sorcerer. What?
No? Wait.
No,
Yeah,
she just
she just
makes
poisons
potions
things.
and stuff. That's weird.
She turns things into llamas.
I think
Yeah,
there's
that is
cards that reference sorcerer too, if I remember, like Madam Mim and Merlin. All right,
All right,
we've
we'll
spent
find
way
out.
too long on this card.
Come on, guys. We're on the clock.
4 costs uninkable blue, falling down the rabbit hole action. Each player chooses one of their characters and puts them into their inkwell face down and exerted. Actually, this would be way better if it was a song.
Yeah, I don't like this card at all.
If you got to choose, that'd be sick. If you can play in such a way that your opponent has 1 card out at a time that you can guarantee you hit their big thing, sure, maybe this has a use. Or if you have nothing on board and they have something on board, then you're not losing anything, but they're also getting rampant. You're not. I don't know. It feels weird.
If your opponent's only character has ward, this is cool. Otherwise, I think it's not very good.
It does get around ward. Good call. Good call. I mean, if you guys both have characters out and they have like a Cusco and you can challenge their small stuff and then play this, maybe it's fine. David, any words? Cool.
It's uninkable. Yeah, I don't know. It might. Yeah.
I mean, it's 4 costs, but you're having to trade something for it. So it's not like you're gaining.
Right.
I guess you can quest with your thing first and then so you're still getting something out of it. I don't know. Next up, Snow White, 2 costs uninkable Gamboge, 1/2, quest for 1. How do? You pay 1 less to play 7 dwarf characters. This character is so good in a 7 dwarf deck.
Yep.
If you can get multiple of these guys out, oh man, you're paying nothing for tons of dwarves, and then you just, I don't know. You guys can go watch the clip. You can go watch the gameplay.
Yeah. The dwarves are real. The dwarves are terrifying. You got 3 of these out in the game that we played, and
it never quested with them. She sat there.
Yeah,
she just sat there,
and that's all she needed to do.
It was a lot.
Yep.
This is like Lantern, but better.
Yeah, for sure. Way better, right?
Yeah. Because it's on a character and you don't have to exhaust it in order to get the discount.
Yeah, so you could if you have a handful of dwarves,
you just dump them all.
Yeah.
Although Lantern is not tied to a specific type of character, so I don't know that you can compare 1-to-1. But
you still have 35 dwarf characters in your deck, so you're not really hurting for cards to use this way.
You're playing just dwarves. Do you play her, or how many dwarves do you need to play? If you're playing her,
that's a very good question. Intuitively,
I'm never good at this.
20 dwarves probably.
Yeah,
1 in every 3 draws is a dwarf.
Yeah,
so you probably have at least 2 in your opening hand that you can pair this with. Because I don't know if you need all of them, because some of them are like not the best, which we'll get into right now.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right, next up
here.
Dopey, 3-cost inkable Gamboge 2/2, quest for 1, odd one out. When this character is banished, your other 7 dwarves characters get +2 power until the start of your next turn. This is probably one of the weaker ones, right?
Yeah, I'm not excited about this one.
It's so situational. I'm sure there are moments where this could be very valuable, but I think it's too rare for it to be good.
I think I agree. I think the idea of the 7 dwarves with Snow White is kind of aggro, and this doesn't like play into that. So yeah, I think this is probably one of the ones.
Yeah, paying 3 really for something that quest for 1 feels bad.
For sure. Mm-hmm. Or at that quest for 1 and is only a 2/2.
Yeah,
that doesn't have a good ability.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
all right, moving on.
We got Sneezy, 2 costs, inkable Gamboge, 1/4, quest for 1, Achu. Whenever you play this character or another 7 dwarf character, you may give a chosen character -1 this turn. This is another one that's not got an ability that like really matters that much, but it is a 1/4 that costs 2.
Yeah,
4 is a lot of health,
and it costs 1 when Snow White's on the board,
or 0 if you have 2 Snow Whites on the board.
Yeah, and it enables all your other 7 dwarves nonsense.
Yep.
I think this one's okay.
He's fine. I mean, one costs 1/4 is good. I think it's better than the 1/3.
Yeah.
Yep. At 2, I think that's fine.
Yeah. Having higher health too for Gamboge is good because you could get more damage on them to heal, which is what
I just really love that you keep saying Gamboge. It's just
I'm not calling it yellow. It's orange for sure. All right.
I think Gamboge is the correct
color of it.
Thank you. That's
definitely
been saying this since day 1.
It's just no one's going to be at a tournament and say, yeah, I'm playing Gamboge and Steel.
Challenge accepted.
That's not true. If I ever go to a tournament, that's what I'm going to say.
That's what I'm doing now. Because you said no one would do it. Now I have to do it. That's how my brain works.
Yeah, that's D-House's personality.
All right. Sleepy, 2 costs, inkable, Gamboge, 2/3, quest for 2. This character enters play exerted. That stinks that he comes in exerted, but quest for 2 and a 2 cost, that's pretty sweet. Yeah. Especially when you have Snow Whites on board and you're flooding the board with these guys. Normally, I would say if I hadn't played the 7 dwarf deck before doing these reviews, I would say this is fine. He probably gets immediately challenged into and just dies. But knowing what you can do, like the combos that exist of just like playing a bunch of dwarves and then you refresh your hand and play a bunch of dwarves. Having dwarves that quest for 2 and 3 is so sick. So you can just get them out there so easily.
Yeah. I mean, you can't underestimate that you can just literally play these for free if you have 2 Snow Whites out.
Yeah. A quest for 2.
That's crazy.
Playing for free.
I like it.
Sweet. All right. 5 cost, inkable, happy. 3/5, quest for 2 with support. Maximus is a 5 cost, right?
Yeah, 5 cost 4 or 5 with support and
bodyguard.
But he only quests for 1.
He only quests for 1.
Yeah.
I like this guy better. Because he quests for 2. No bodyguard is like obviously worse too, but I don't know. This guy you can play for less than 5 in this deck, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I like playing him at 5, but
yeah, you're most often playing him for 4 probably.
Yeah.
Or for free if you're playing like 0 to hero. Or
yeah, that is the thing that we saw happen in the games that we played. Because 0 to hero combos with this deck so well because you're just like spitting characters out of your hand. You play Whole New World to refresh your hand and you get 0 to hero. You can play probably any card that you have in your hand because you have so many characters on the board.
Yep. I think this guy is one of the better ones for sure.
Yeah. Support's really good too.
Yep.
I think it's getting better support in set 2.
All right. Next up, Grumpy, 4 cost, 3/4, quest for 1, Gamboge. There's trouble of ruin. Your other 7 dwarves characters get +1 strength. I think this one way better than the first 2 that we saw that did stuff with strength. Just a static, give all your dwarves +1, and you get like 2 or 3 of these guys out, and now they're just stacked.
They're slapping.
Yeah, if your opponent doesn't have like direct removal, the be prepareds and Dragonfire stuff, this is going to be tough. This is going to be tough to face this down.
He does only quest for 1, which is not great. So for that reason, I think this guy's worse than all the other ones that quest for more.
Not wrong.
I think the best 7 dwarves are the ones that quest for 2 or 3. This guy is insane. Bashville, 4 cost inkable, 2/5 quest for 3. Oh gosh. This character can't quest unless you have another 7 dwarves character in play.
Yeah,
it basically crazy. Doesn't have a negative. Like
any card that quests for 3, like unless you have to like wipe your own board, is going to be good. Like I don't know how something that quests for 3 is bad.
It's so good, and it has 5 health.
Yeah,
on top of
5
that.
health. You're probably playing
you
this
for you got the Smee stat line.
Yeah,
you're probably playing this for way less than 4, and the drawback that is balancing it is the fact you have to have other 7 dwarf characters. You're gonna have other 7 dwarf characters. That's the whole premise of the deck.
yeah, this is real good.
I think this might be the best one.
I think this is the next one for sure.
It is the best one. Next up, Doc, 3 costs inkable, Gamboge 2/3 quest for 2. Share and share alike. Whenever this character quests, you may pay 1 less for the next character you play this turn. Yeah, this guy's pretty good too.
Also very good. Quest
very
2,
good for the deck.
And lets you cheat more characters in.
Yeah,
they don't have to be 7 dwarves this time. They can be anything.
Because when Grab Your Swords kills all your Snow Whites, and Doc is still going to be standing, holding down the fort for your future characters. So
yeah, I think this guy is really good. Not much else to say about it.
Yeah, the whole Snow White and 7 dwarves package is nuts.
Yes,
way better than I would have thought
anticipated
it would be. Yeah,
I think it's not even. Well, I guess Snow White, if you can get like 1 or 2 Snow Whites out early to be able to feed into the flooding of the board, then it's really good. But I think that paired with the fact that you have 0 to heroes and other cards like that just make it insane.
0 to hero is one of the craziest cards in this game.
Yeah, especially
like top 3 most powerful cards in the set, I think.
Especially paired with wheels, like A Whole New World. Like being able to refresh and just continue it. It's like crazy.
It's nuts.
All right, next up's a legendary 5 cost Mufasa, Betrayed Leader, 3/3 quest for 2, inkable Gamboge. The sun will set. When this character is banished, you may reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a character card, you may play that character for free, and they enter play exerted. Otherwise, put it on the top of your deck. This is probably the card with the most text on any card in the game.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Not including like flavor text and like keyword text.
There's
like
not even room for flavor text on this card.
No, there's not.
And Mike, you can just in time it.
You can.
It's your favorite card.
I do like just in time now. I know. I do like it. But is this good?
But do you like it? Do you actually like
this card?
I don't like it.
I don't like it at all.
I think it's way too dependent on having a character on the top of your deck.
Yeah.
So what
you like?
What cards you have to play with to make sure
purple, right? So that you can play with like reflection, and you can play it with somebody like
reflection.
Isma.
Yeah, because you also play Mulan, so you can sing songs off the top of your deck too.
Yeah.
So you can sing songs off the top of your deck, characters off the top of your deck. But those are the only cards that really interact with it. I don't know.
Cauldron.
Cauldron, right?
And the Dr. Facilier, when you sing a song, you can scry. So there are more.
Yeah, there's support for that kind of thing. But then you also need
what does the Steel Simba do? Doesn't he look at the top? I can't remember what the little 1-drop.
You draw a card and then discard a card.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I want to try this and try messing around with it. But I don't
build that Mulan, Mufasa, scry deck.
It seems bad. Like what are the payoffs? Like you can't really get Madam Mim off the top of your deck because then you have to bounce her. Like what is big in one of those 2 colors that you would want to play for free off the top?
That's a good question. What's the biggest purple card? Ursula?
Yeah, Ursula would be okay.
Ursula.
Or Elsa, I guess.
Elsa.
What's that new Madam something?
No, because you have to bounce 2 cards.
Things when it enters play.
I just think his stat line should be higher than 3/3 for this. Something that could be completely nothing. I'm paying 5 for
5 for a 3/3 is really rough. And it doesn't have 3 lore. It should have 3 lore.
and it's not a guaranteed effect. Like it should have been like it's otherwise put it on top of the deck. It should have been otherwise draw it. Like if it was like just draw it, maybe it's better. But I just don't. I don't like this.
If so, like the ceiling for it is sick.
Mm-hmm.
You like quest for 2, they challenge into it. Or no. You just on turn 3, you just in time this guy out. You get to quest with it, they attack into it, and you hit like an Ursula from the top of your deck. They lose a lore, you draw a card. Like that's sick.
Yeah.
But when that doesn't happen, this guy sucks.
If you're just in timing this on turn 3, what do you do on turn 1 and turn 2 so that you can make sure that like the top of your deck is the card that you want? Cauldron cost 1, right?
Reflections cost 1, I think.
Yeah, but you would have to play that on the turn that this would die.
You could go Isma on turn 2, turn 3.
I guess on turn 4 you could.
Then you have to play Isma.
I don't know. I'm going to build it and try it, but I'm not immediately excited about it.
Yeah, this video is already going to go past what our scheduled time is. Go to the next one.
Come on, Jay, let's go.
5 cost Inkable. Ruby, 3/3, quest for 2. This is my kingdom. When you play this character, exert chosen opposing character with 3 or less power. Choose one of the characters and ready them. They can't quest for the rest of the turn.
This is another one with a lot of text. I got to read that again.
This one does have a lot of text. So when you play this character, exert chosen opposing character with 3 or less power.
Okay.
Choose one of your characters, ready them. They can't quest. So you exert one of their things, and then you ready your thing, and you get to swing into it.
You exert theirs, you ready yours, and you get to attack with yours. Or you get to, do dumb things where you exert your cards and then do other dumb things.
Every time I see these ready effects, I immediately think about Christopher Robin.
Yeah, Christopher Robin, the new queen that we probably haven't talked about yet.
Because there's already stuff in red that's readying things to do the same effect. So I think I'm curious if this could be in Christopher Robin.
But it is 5 cost, uninkable, 3/3 with 2 lore.
Yeah, same stat line that we just saw, but this is at least Mufasa was inkable.
This at least is play on play effect though.
True.
Yeah.
So I think this guy is maybe better than Mufasa.
And he's a villain for the big Hades deck, guys.
Because this guy lets you swing into something they don't want you to be able to swing into.
True.
And he can quest for 2.
You can't choose Cusco because you can't go through Ward. What are the things that you would want to
that has 3 or less?
Yeah.
Anything that they have that they want to sing. So Ariel, Maleficent,
Ariel's
3-coster.
probably
I think there's cards that are worth exhausting that they don't like Snow White.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true. Interesting. I also love that his subtitle is Very Large Mouse. That's kind of fun.
That's a Google Translate gift right there.
His name is Ratigan, but he's a very large mouse. Is that part of like the movie or something like that?
One. It's the detective.
Yeah, but like the fact that his name is like Ratigan, as though he's a rat, but he's a very large.
He's a rat
mouse.
again.
Like, do they make fun of the fact that he's not actually a rat and he's just a very large mouse?
I don't remember.
I don't know. Somebody tell me in the comments. I
had to rewatch it.
It's those comments that make our videos way too long. Okay.
Yeah. Come on.
You got to keep this thing going. Gosh, Mike.
10 minutes.
This is what people are here for.
Pick a fight.
They don't give a crap what we actually have to say.
Don't be throwing rocks. Don't be throwing rocks, Mike. Let me tell you.
All right. 2 cost, inkable, steal, pick a fight action. Chosen character can challenge ready characters this turn.
Wreck-It Ralph.
What do you think about this deck or this card, Mike? Do you think this sees play? Do you think this sees play?
No.
Not at all.
No.
What if it was inkable?
Maybe it's like a 1 or 2 of. If it's inkable, maybe. Like, does this take a spot in your deck? Like,
well, I just think there's a lot of stuff in this new set that wants you to fight, and maybe even rewards you for fighting.
Low key, kind of good.
Yeah, like Pack Tactics, the card you already love. It like wants to reward you for fighting.
There's so many characters.
So situational.
Is it? There's so many characters there's so many situations that my opponent leaves their stuff ready because I mean, not just Snow White, but like say I have Aladdin on the board. Yeah. And then my opponent just stops using their characters so they can remove my Aladdin. This lets me swing into.
Can't you just smash?
But it's not just a 3 health character.
Yeah, but you have to have a character on your board that then has 5 health.
That's why I think this needs to be one of those decks that rewards fighting.
It can swing into Cusco.
I think it's like you're 2-for-1ing yourself there. Is that what you really want to be doing?
Well, you're also playing a whole new world, so who cares?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe a whole new world means that Steel can just play cards in their deck that other decks
See, I
wouldn't
told
be
you
able
whole
to.
new world was S tier. You guys told me it was terrible.
So say this card said exhaust your character and banish chosen character. Would this be better? Would you play it? Or would you play it?
Be better. Yep, probably. But it doesn't say
kind of
that.
the same thing.
No, because if you have a 1 attack character out and your opponent has like a 1/5,
it's more situational, sure. But if you're playing this in your deck, you're probably playing big guys.
Maybe.
Like your Tinkerbell gets to swing into something now and then deal 2 to something.
Like I see the value of this card, but do you need this in Steel? Like, aren't there enough ways to deal damage outside of attacking that you don't need to actually do this?
Maybe.
That are like better than this?
It's possible.
I don't know. I mean, I could definitely be wrong.
I do think that it is a little situational, because if you don't have characters out and this is a dead card, but you don't ever want to be in a situation where your top deck, like what you top deck matters anyway. Like if you're in that situation, you're probably losing the game at this point because there's so much card draw in this game now. Probably
true.
So it feels like you can play cards like this more often because of how much card draw exists in the game.
Interesting.
Side note, bottom left of the card, Pablo Hidalgo. No, Pablo Hidalgo is credited with the art.
Maybe it's a different person with the same name.
I'm like, because Pablo Hidalgo is the Star Wars lore guy.
Yeah.
That I took a picture with at Gen Con with my.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I'm like, did he do Wreck-It Ralph?
That's hilarious.
That would be funny.
All right, next up.
All right.
We spent way too much time on that one. Judy Hops. 3 costs, inkable, Sapphire, 2/3, quest for 2. Don't call me cute. When you play this character, you may banish chosen item. Its player draws a card.
It's all you, Mike.
Does this go into an item deck? Are you ever banishing your own item so you can draw a card?
If you really need to, I don't know. I like the flexibility. You could do this to your opponent if they got something that you really need to. I don't know. I think it's fine. I'm not excited to put this in the deck. I
mean, it is super good against any deck that runs like Magic Mirror, Beast Mirror.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a better beast or a cheaper beast, I should say.
But it draws
no break though.
It draws them a card.
No break.
It does draw them a card for sure.
So I don't like that.
Yeah.
It's a 3 cost 2/3. I don't like that either.
But it costs
for 2. It has 2 lore, which is good. I don't know. I think it's fine. I think it's definitely like a meta card.
Yeah.
Sideboard.
Do you play this into like, if this was in set 1, do you play this into Ruby Amethyst? Because they're drawing cards anyway.
They're going to draw more than 1 card off of their Magic Mirror. So if you can just kill it. Or, I mean, it'd probably better to do this with Pocket Watch.
Yeah.
But
wait. Oh, yeah. Get rid of their Pocket Watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next up, Chief BOGO. Is that how you say it?
I think so.
BOGO.
BOGO. I don't remember.
4 costs, uninkable, 2/4, steal, quest for 2. Whenever you play Floodborn character, deal 1 damage to each opposing character. So more deal 1 to everything.
I love this.
Steal.
I love this.
So
this is the first card of this set.
Big Tink does 2 to everything.
Yes.
She's
That's
Floodborn.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane. And this is on curve too, to go from 4 to then.
Well, she's a 6 cost.
Yeah.
And she's a shift 4.
You'd go 3 for the small Tink, 4 for this, and then on 5 you'd play the Big Tink. So you play her a turn later. But
so this the only thing that's hard about this, because this is the first card I saw in set 2 where I'm like, I immediately want to build a deck around this. And when you start looking at all the Floodborn options, it's tough because most of the Floodborn characters are uninkable. So as you get into it, you're like, oh gosh, to do this, like I have to have
he's uninkable.
Right.
Yeah.
So you start to realize like, okay, the Floodborns are actually kind of tough to just, you can't just jam 30 inkable Floodborn characters into a deck.
Right.
So that might hinder this from being, but this is something that could, I mean, this is like an evergreen effect that you can come back to every set and be like, okay, does this work better now? But my other question is, if resist gets crazy, this is
right,
just,
then does it matter?
Like the grandfather clock just laughs at Chief BOGO and says,
there's one of these cards, I think, in every color where it's like whenever you play a Floodborn character, do X.
Yeah.
So in green, it was Bucky, where whenever you play a
Discard.
Floodborn character, your opponent discards a card. And this one, it's deal 1 damage to each opposing character. We'll see more. I do like these kinds of effects. I think it's fun. I like cards that sort of make you think about the card pool as the game goes on.
Yep.
Whether or not this one is good is probably, you're right, depending on whether or not resist is big.
Yep.
And if there's Floodborn cards to pair with it.
Yep.
All right, Ray, easygoing Firefly, 5 cost sinkable, 3/3 quest for 3. It has evasive.
This card's pretty good.
Pretty gas. What is the Hans? Is he 4 cost 3/3?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you're paying one
for
more to get evasive,
which is probably pretty good.
There is a lot to compete at 5 for green.
Are there other 5 cost
so
evasive characters?
I'm sure.
we've
Yeah,
seen?
like Tigger or Goofy.
Okay, yeah,
one of those
Tigger,
two.
but they quest for 2.
Yeah, this quest for 3.
3's better than 2.
Dude, red, green, evasive. It's a real deck.
Yeah,
Shoo.
I'm gonna build that next. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just throw as many evasives as I can in a deck and see what happens. See if it's any good.
Well.
They do have low health, so like smash kills this guy, but
Sure.
I don't know. All right, 3 cost inkable Shuri Khan, 3/3 Ruby, quest for 1. Don't insult my intelligence whenever one of your characters challenges another character. Gain 1 lore, dude. We're building this steel red deck that runs pick a fight, runs Shuri Khan, Aladdin, and I'm gonna be challenging all your stuff that's ready, and you're gonna be like,
which one? Oh,
what?
that's the choose ready character one. Yeah, let's see.
That's it.
Let's see.
I told you there's a lot of stuff in this set that rewards challenging.
I don't mind
love
this
this
card. I think this card's cool.
I love this card.
I mean, it's like questing with those characters, but you get to challenge also.
And
it
then
also
if it's
works
Aladdin,
with reckless characters. Works with reckless.
if it's Aladdin,
then
you're
you get
literally
3.
questing and getting the extra, and you're making them lose, dude.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
This made me think of my favorite set from deck 1 with the big Doc Facilier and Rafiki, Russian Rafiki into everything, and then popping it back in hand, and you drop it and pop it.
That'd be fun.
Rush Maui.
Yeah.
I mean,
and to be able to get those things back in hand, like, I don't know. That's probably where I'll start with this, is like the big Doc.
Shield of Virtue. LeFou, the other one we just saw, Ratigan, ready your guys and keep attacking. The problem with that is it requires them to have stuff on the board.
Yeah.
And I would pay more than 3 for Shere Khan. Like, this is maybe not too much, but I think this is one you can just leave on the board.
Pay 3. You can pay 5 for him if you want.
Done.
I'm paying 3.
If it's out of aspect, I'll definitely,
I actually don't like his ability. Literally maxes out as how many characters they have on the
your
board.
opponent has,
and they have to be exhausted unless you're playing something that lets you challenge something that's ready.
Yeah, so your opponent sees this coming.
Like Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't love that. I think this card's okay. It's a cool card. I like the ability. You could play this and then surprise your opponent, but any card that is dependent on what your opponent is doing to function is probably less good than it would be otherwise. I don't know. If there were cards that like gave your opponent's characters and then you could combo and attack into those characters, that'd be sweet. But
Ratigan, when you play them, you exhaust something and you ready something.
Yeah. So that
you
works really well together.
And then do that and then attack again.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Especially with resist.
Honest John. Not that honest. 3 cost, uninkable, 2/3 in Ruby. Quest for 1. Easy street. Whenever you play Floodborn character, each opponent loses 1 lore.
All right, so here's the red. The red whenever you play a Floodborn character card.
Yep.
I don't like this card at all. I think this card's terrible.
I think it's not great. I think it's fine.
The
stats are so bad.
The uninkable is bad.
Only 1 lore. It's a 2/3. For 3?
I only wonder if some of this like out of hand lore gaining that is coming in this set, like
maybe
if this is your
this,
you're just I'm like, oh, you've got the sorcerer's book and you're just gonna, I don't know, but
I don't like it.
I think it's kind of bad.
It's ugly.
Next up, Cheshire Cat, 8 cost, inkable, 5/6 green, Floodborn, quest for 2, shift 5, evasive. Exhaust Spanish chosen damaged character.
Whew.
What?
There's so much happening with this.
Yeah, there's a lot here.
The banished chosen damage character kind of sucks because you have to exhaust, so you don't get to also quest. So you're basically paying 8 to have something that can get rid of stuff.
Unless you're readying with some of those effects we've seen where they say that you can ready something, then they can't quest.
Yep. So you play this guy. You play. What do you think this is better in red green or better in steel green? Because steel green lets you trigger the damage to ability, but red green has more of the ready can't quest abilities.
It's a great question.
Which one are you playing this in? I think he's really interesting. I mean,
I did build a deck with this because it was Floodborn with Chief BOGO to try and.
So you're playing in steel.
That was my first initial reaction, but
steel. I don't think these two colors have that much ready. Your character and not quest with them. So you're not going to be able to do the shenanigans.
Yeah,
more than once on a turn.
Yeah,
shifting at 5 is pretty sweet though. Like you play Cheshire Cat on 3, and then turn 5 you get a shift.
Yeah,
and this guy's pretty big for turn 5.
Yeah, I think the one thing that we always now have to keep in mind is what other 8-cost cards exist, because then on turn 5 you can bibbity bobbity this into some other powerful 8-cost card.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
which is pretty sweet.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Didn't we get a smaller Cheshire Cat?
Yeah, it was a 2-cost.
Is it 2 cost? Okay, so this guy, so that's even cheaper. So you're paying 2 and then you're paying 5, so you're only paying 7 total for this guy. I don't know. He might be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Like I mean, if you play him on 5, he's essentially a Dragonfire with the condition that you have to the guy has to be damaged that you're banishing, right?
Yeah.
But then you have a 5/6 on board that quests for 2 and has evasive, so they can't even swing into it to kill it when you exhaust it for the ability.
Yeah, this is definitely interesting. I don't know whether red or steel is better, because steel, you could theoretically like just every turn banish a character that your opponent has, and I think that's worth not questing with this character, right? Especially, I mean, if you have something like Hans out with this, and you just quest with Hans, ping something, and then banish it, like I feel like your opponent has to have a way to deal with this.
But if you're playing red,
yeah, then you can do it a bunch of times in one turn. But the stuff has to have been damaged already.
Right.
There's not really a lot of stuff that works that way for red. Yeah, I don't know. Super interesting.
You have to be challenging with red.
Yeah.
It is a cool card.
Definitely one of my favorite cards in this set.
All right.
I hope that there's a Floodborn, not a Floodborn, an enchanted version of this card.
Yeah. The art is so good. All right, last one. Nothing to hide. 1 cost, inkable, blue, action. Each opponent reveals their hand, draw a card.
I think it's terrible outside of a deck that wants to play a bunch of actions.
I think it's pretty bad too.
Yeah.
Like this is better in a game like Star Wars Unlimited or Star Wars Destiny, since your hand is static until the end of the round, and then you draw up. So like you kind of can predict how the round's gonna go
for that round.
Yeah. But in a game like Lorcana where your hand is constantly changing, this is not that good. I think it's actually trash.
I think I agree.
I don't have any reason to play this right now.
Yeah. Well, there you go. 20 cards, 35 minutes. We were a little over time because David opened his gaping maw a little too much.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. All right.
I'm so sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. Half the time you're just like, next.
And I'm the one who talks too much. Okay.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope y'all enjoyed it. And as always, we'll see y'all on the next one. Bye-bye.